You're listening to Mouse and Spouse After Hours. We're Leanne, Disney's fairy god planner, and John, who just goes to Disney for the snacks. Pull up a seat, grab your favourite treats, and let's chat Disney news, tips, listener questions, and a few laughs along the way.
Mouse and spouse, Disney magic in our house. Evening chat for grown-ups too. We'll bring Disney straight to you. Cues and snacks, rides galore, tips and laughs, and maybe more. 2 kids, 2 jobs, but here we play. Mouse is bringing Disney your way.
Welcome to our very first episode of Mouse and Spouse After Hours. I'm Leanne.
I'm John.
And together we are Mouse and Spouse. How are you feeling, John?
All right, considering this is the first time speaking on one of these.
Yeah, I think you're doing very well, even if you've got a beer in hand to do it. I'm not so bad. However, the shower was a little bit dramatic with the toddler this evening. She took a bite chunk out of the toilet roll.
Why not?
I mean, this is what we're bringing up. Grab your Mickey ears because we're kicking things off with an earful of news. Here's the latest magic from the parks. What news have we got, John?
Well, the first one is Cinderella's castle is getting a makeover. It's going backwards this time.
Yes, it is. It's going to greys, creams, blues and golds, I believe. And I think this is the first time they've done a paint job since 2020. And people are worried about it, and I would be as well, because it's iconic, the castle, and everybody goes to Disney because they want the pictures taken in front of the iconic castle, and there's going to be scaffolding.
There is, but it's Disney, so the Disney photographers will have the little button thing and they'll just put a backdrop of the castle.
Yeah, but you don't want a backdrop of the castle, you want the actual castle. I think people are worried, and rightly so, to be honest. I don't think I'd be up for it, really. I think they're worried that it's going to ruin the holiday in some way. Do you think?
I mean, personally for me, I don't go for a photo of the castle, so in all honesty, it's not that big of a deal. You know it's Disney, they'll have it done in no time, section by section, and it'll probably get done at night, so it won't impact your day. It's just going to mean that on this trip, you're not going to use your own phone or your own camera, you're going to use Disney.
I mean, that is a good point. How long do you think they're going to take?
They
took 5 months to do it.
But was
in
that not
2020?
The COVID precautions?
Yeah, there were COVID restrictions back then, so it might be that they do it a little bit faster. People have been asking me what months I think that this will be done, and I don't think it will be done before Christmas.
No, I reckon it'll be done before, it's May, innit, where you get your American holidays.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be done before May.
I think they're going to start in January and maybe take about 3 months, because there's so much going on in Disney at the minute that did they need to do the paint job right now? That's my opinion on it.
When else are you going to do it?
Maybe when they haven't.
It's one of the busiest holiday destinations in the world. When else are you going to...
I guess you're right. They have unveiled as well big changes to some classic rides. Now, Zootopia Better Together is coming on November the 7th this year at Animal Kingdom's Tree of Life, and I am so excited for this. I cannot absolutely wait. I absolutely love that movie. And there's going to be some sort of new 4D show with Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde, and even a Try Everything Gazelle concert. I mean, it's everything. I can't wait. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I love Zootopia. We'll have to wait and see. I'm not the world's biggest fan of the 4D experiences, but...
Why don't you like them?
Well, sometimes I like to be thrilled a bit more.
Yeah, you're there for the big rides. Well, you're going to love this then, because Buzz Lightyear's Ranger Spin is reopening next year with new ride vehicles and upgraded blasters.
So is this the same as the France one?
Yes.
Where you get to hold your blaster?
Yes, they're going to be detached, exactly that, and the targets now light up to provide instant feedback. So that is going to be quite exciting. And Big Thunder Mountain Railway Railroad is getting a new rainbow cavern scene with glowing pools and cave walls, and that is going to come next year as well. So I think that is really quite exciting, and there's loads of new things going on. But I have something even more exciting than that.
Wait, is it the fairy godmother thing?
Yes, it is the fairy godmother thing. New fairy godmother experience at Bibbity Bobbity Boutique. Now this is brand spanking new. A new fairy godmother experience with simplified packages. So this, I know, I'm excited, okay? Basically, we're going to be seeing the fairy godmother making appearances while they are having their makeovers. How exciting is that?
It depends on which one they go for.
What do you mean?
Well, are they going to go for the one out of the original Cinderella, or are they going to go for one of the more up-to-date ones?
I think they'll go for the original. I think so.
Because I think in that case, our girls especially would love it.
Absolutely. I loved the mirror experience.
It was pretty funny.
I absolutely loved it. And so I'm so excited. And I think the simplified packages as well is really needed, because currently the packages, A, are so expensive, and B, there's so many to choose from. And I think
you mix and match and put them together.
Yeah, it's
and then
crazy.
You don't really know how much you've spent until afterwards, because it's
Exactly.
absolutely mental in there.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that that's where they can get you, and you can overspend, because you're there, they've got you, they're looking at you, and they're saying, I want this package. And how can you turn around to them in the store and say, actually, I don't want to spend
No, like we
$200.
went, what, $30 in on a Mirabelle glasses and...
Yeah, ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous. And that's what's happening in the parks this week. Now, let's settle some Disney debates in... Now, time for one of my favourite segments, This or That. We're putting Disney's biggest debates to the ultimate test, and for our very first week, I get to pick the this or that. So, are you ready?
Yep.
Are you going to choose Happily Ever After fireworks at Magic Kingdom or Harmonious Symphony of Oz at Epcot?
100% Epcot.
Really?
Always, every single time. Epcot
Why?
is far better than Magic Kingdom.
No,
When it comes to the fireworks, I'm sorry, but Epcot is far better.
But at Magic Kingdom, you've got projections, you've got a story. It's a tearjerker. It makes me cry.
But you've
every
also
single
got
time.
like 20,000 people crammed in there. Whereas Epcot's more open, it's just better. You've got the fireworks, the water, like trickery stuff. You can see it from every angle. You've got the flames. It's everything Epcot fireworks for me.
The music in Happily Ever After, like Happily Ever After fireworks, to me means I am here. I made it. I'm on the Disney trip. It's where it makes me feel like I did it. We got there. All of the planning was worth it. All of the stress, all of the saving, because let's face it, Disney is not cheap. And I just feel like that is Disney. Those fireworks in Magic Kingdom, that is iconic Disney, with Tinkerbell going through the sky. I just absolutely love it, and I don't think I could choose Symphony of Oz over Happily Ever After.
I think you're wrong, but that's me.
We're
Sorry.
going to have an
We're
argument.
just going to have to row because you're wrong.
Well, that settles it. Happily Ever After is the winner.
No, what? No.
I'm joking. I get where you're coming from, but I cannot ever miss Happily Ever After. But I think I could potentially miss Symphony of Oz.
No.
I'm so sorry.
No.
I'm so sorry.
That settles it. We maybe put a poll up, see who wins. Me. And I
Definitely
will
not.
now hand over to the planning fairy godmother, who has some magic tips to make your Disney dreams a reality.
So your weekly dose of magic from me is this. I think that rest is not talked about when planning a Disney holiday. I think that people get so excited and they go, yeah, do you know what? I will rest. I'll have rest days and I'll do this and I'll do that. But then get carried away and then come home needing another holiday.
Yes and no. I think to this one there's two sides. There's people who are just going for maybe 10 days. There's not a lot of room for rest. There's people who will refuse to spend on lightning lanes because it is expense. For us, Rest is important. Early starts, late starts the next day, that sort of thing. I think when it comes to rests and Disney, people will see the amount that they've paid and the experience that they're having.
Yeah, but I think that if you don't have rest, I think that affects your experience.
Oh, yeah.
100%. Because if we didn't have rest mornings or rest afternoons, you would be grumpy as anything.
Yeah.
The girls would be grumpy.
Yeah.
Jet lag is horrendous at the beginning. And I know some people say, oh, I don't think you get jet lag when you get there. I'm living in a different time warp because everybody's up at the crack of dawn. I was FaceTiming my mum at 6:10 and we'd already been up an hour and a half. Everybody's up really early. And I think that you do need to just sit back and not necessarily rest and put your feet up, but like get in the pool, have a chill, get out of that sensory environment, even though that's something that is high on our agenda because Sophia obviously has additional needs and needs to decompress. I think everybody needs to decompress.
For me, you can have too much Disney in the parks. So if we've done a full day at any park, I'm done with Disney.
Yeah, I think you need to have a rest.
So for us it works, but what I'm saying is that not everybody can have that luxury.
Well, then I think that people who are planning a trip to Disney need to have that conversation with each other and have that little bit of flexibility. So,
I mean, unless you're one of them people who goes 3-4 times a year, then it's not really that important.
no.
If it's a once a year, once in a lifetime type thing, I think rest saves that holiday, saves that experience. But, you know, it's each to their own.
It is each to their own, but as long as they take away from this that they need to think about rest because they will be knackered. You were grumpy as anything.
The last time I went was the first time I've ever suffered with jet lag.
That's true.
So,
You were horrendous.
yeah, I wasn't a nice person.
No, you were not.
There was no happy Disney.
Those tips are magical, and next week you will have more. But now let's flip the castle gates and explore the other side. It is time to hear from John, who gets the mic for a few minutes. God help me.
I've sort of mentioned the Magic Kingdom thing. It isn't my favourite Disney park.
Really?
Yeah, it's too much. It's too much Disney.
In what way?
So obviously it's iconic. We have a good time. But my Disney experience isn't always a positive one at Magic Kingdom. For someone who, you know, has anxiety, it is so overwhelming. In every sense of the word, it's the noise, it's the busyness, and it's never quiet.
No.
It's never ever quiet. There's no escape from Magic Kingdom. You go in any shop and it's Disney, Disney, Disney. You're sitting in a restaurant, it's Disney, Disney, Disney. Whereas like the other parks, it's more subtle. Like Animal Kingdom.
My favourite.
It's all Disney. But when you're in a restaurant or you're just walking around, you've got an escape. You can walk along the river. You've got that escape. In Hollywood Studios, it's not all Disney. You've got your Star Wars elements. You've got your Disney. You've got your Mickey stuff. But Magic Kingdom, it's just not my favourite part.
I guess I can see where you're coming from, because if you think that you walk through into Magic Kingdom and it's busy, everybody's wanting to take the photos, and then you may have the tram going round, and then you've got the Dapper Dans singing, and then you've got the smells, and then you've got the crowds, and then you've got the music. I can absolutely see where you're coming from, but there are quiet spots in Magic Kingdom, few and far between, so you can go near the Christmas shop, and that's a nice little quiet spot.
I think it's trying to find that balance between the Disney experience and then too much Disney.
Yeah, and I can totally see that.
Magic Kingdom, I can never get away from it. So even when you're in the toilets, they're playing the bloody jingles, and there's just no escaping it.
I mean, I love it. I'm living for that. You know that Magic Kingdom isn't my favourite park either, but I can't not start our holiday without starting at Magic Kingdom, and I don't know why.
It also seems to me as well like Magic Kingdom forces craziness.
In what way?
In the sense that you've got a sea of prams, you've got hundreds of people, and they don't care about pushing you out of the way. They don't care about the wheelchair. They don't care about the buggy.
No, and
But
you don't
at the
get
other
it anywhere
parks, it flows. Like Hollywood Studios can be so busy. First thing, it's the moment road drop. That main sort of road is really busy, but it's calm. Whereas at Magic Kingdom, there's like a sense of urgency to get to everywhere.
Yeah, there is. I can see that. Do you think That's because there are so many children in Magic Kingdom. You know, you've got them all together. Big families go to Magic Kingdom because most of the rides at Magic Kingdom, is it about 24 of them? Any height really can go on. So is that the reason that it gets so busy?
Maybe that, and it's the main park in it. It's just for people like me. It's a lot.
It is a lot. So maybe that's something that our listeners can think about when they are planning their trip, that we tend to space out Magic Kingdom. We don't do them very close together in order to reduce that. And breaking it up, when we went to Ohana's, we went over to the Polynesian and did the DVC tour, which is a great thing to do because you get $100 merch credit each.
Which the girls spent.
The girls did spend it. We didn't see any of that. We could have a wander around the Polynesian, get on the friendship boat and then go across, so it broke it up a little bit. And I think that is often a good way to decompress as well. And you can go on the monorail and do the loop around the resort. So there is ways to tackle that, but you're absolutely right. So that's what happens behind the scenes of
John's mind.
Now it's time to get a little wilder. Time for After Hours Unfiltered, where the magic gets a little bit messy. And this is the part that we're going to talk to you about things that didn't always quite go to plan. In today's episode...
You're definitely going to say Pirates of the Caribbean, aren't you?
How did you even know that?
Yeah, it broke down, which isn't uncommon.
It happens more than any other ride.
We were sat in that boat with Sophia, a 2-year-old, for an hour.
An hour of pure hell. I was trying to stop Isabella from getting in the water, and that flaming noise in the background was on repeat. Sophia every 30 seconds said, "Is someone coming to get us? How are we going to get off? Is someone coming to get us? How are we going to get off?" And you were trying to calm her down. I'm stopping Isabella from getting in the water, and it just kept saying, "The ride has temporarily stopped. Please remain seated." And I was like, what's going on?
Even that is a Disney experience, isn't it? Because you got to see Pirates of the Caribbean like you would never see it.
No, that's true.
Lights on, the animatronic things were creepy in the light.
They were, very. Like, it ruined it a little
But
bit.
then the cast member came out, a girl,
In a waders.
and started manhandling boats.
Whilst that male cast member was stood on the side. I mean, I'm not being sexist, but he was stood watching the woman in waders pushing the
And
boat.
he was 6'2". And he clearly liked the gym. Whereas this petite young girl was, what, 5'8"?
I thought she wasn't going to reach.
I thought the moment she got in the water that it was going to get over the waders, to be fair.
I did. I actually did. And then they pushed us to the exit. Great. And then we managed to get Sophia out the boat. Fine. And we find ourselves in a backstage area with new rules.
You don't get your phone out.
Don't get your phone out.
Ever.
And don't video.
And that woman who just kept getting her phone out.
Videoing and then getting told off.
I swear I thought there was a cast member going to lose it that day.
There was nothing to see.
No, there was just...
It was
just grass
and skip.
and buildings.
It was really bizarre.
And then there was the bit as well, which I really did like, and it's just reminded me now, when we was walking around, just before you get back onto the actual Magic Kingdom side of the barrier, the door opened and this cast member was like, look forward. I was thinking, what is going on in there? Is this like Mickey and Minnie's like little den of debauchery or something?
Love shack. It was so bizarre. I mean, it was exciting and it was something to laugh about after, but they gave us those additional Lightning Lane passes and we were like, can we use these in Hollywood Studios, because we had a reservation there. Gets to Hollywood Studios, gets to the ride that she wanted to go on. If I remember rightly,
Rise of Resistance.
Yes, Rise of the Resistance. And they said, you can't use those passes here.
And then the heavens opened up.
Yeah, it was shocking. And then we went over to Smuggler's Run, and I'm sure they said we couldn't use the passes there. I mean, the day was starting to go downhill a little bit. We had to really try and pick it up.
what are they called? Customer services were dead good and sorted everything out for us.
Yeah, guest relations. So the people in the blue umbrellas, they really did help. But that was a crazy day, and that definitely...
That was one of my favourite moments, that trip. It was so funny.
It was unfiltered Disney for certain. But let's slow things down a little bit and take a stroll down Main Street for some messages and updates straight from the heart of Disney.
Main Street messages straight from you to us.
Here are some messages that we've received this week to read out on our very first episode, and they want our opinion. So the first one was from TikTok saying, "Hi Leanne, I've been loving your TikTok channel, thank you very much. I have a question. I hear a lot from friends planning their first Disney trip. What's the best way to plan a day at Magic Kingdom if you only had one day there? I want to make sure that we hit the must-do rides and experiences without feeling rushed. Thank you so much."
With this one, you're going to want your lightning lanes.
Definitely.
You're going to want a rope drop, and you're going to want to stay there all day. So you're going to need to break that day up into each section of the park.
Yeah, so you mean doing it in lands?
Yeah, so, you know, for us, we always go to
Tomorrowland.
Tomorrowland, and then we work anti-clockwise, which...
Yeah. It does tend to work for us, and I do find that
Yeah.
we never really wait for very much doing it that way.
No.
We'll always
and then
start...
wait for your big rides around that lunchtime couple of hours, so between 11:30 and 2:30. Hit the big rides then.
And would you skip the parade?
Yes.
Skip the parade and then go to your rides such as Peter Pan's Flight, which can be up to
An
90,
hour, 90 minutes, yeah. I mean, when we were there, it was constant. That first week we were there, it was like 80 minutes to 2 hours.
Yeah,
every
for
day.
Peter Pan's Flight, which, would you skip it? I mean, there's the question.
I mean, it's a fun ride if you've got kids.
But you don't need
If
to
you've
wait
not got
around.
kids, I wouldn't do it if I hadn't got
And
kids.
in fact, is that what they should do? Should they sit down with the party who's going and saying, actually, these are the rides that we definitely want to hit?
Because you're going to need... Tron's going to need a lightning lane.
Tiana's Bayou.
Tiana's Bayou's going to need it. Do that one in the afternoon when it gets hot, 3 o'clock. That's a good time. You'll be dry then.
Just as Festival of Fantasy Parade's
yeah.
going on as well.
The parade's fun, but watch it on YouTube.
Exactly. You don't need to stay around for that. But making sure that they have got their must-do rides and character meets.
And then obviously they can go to your website and you can plan it for them.
Absolutely. I'd love to.
Have to do the people mover.
Absolutely. That is
But also
incredible.
is it the carousel of
Progress.
progress? That is, you know, I think that's an underrated
There's
experience.
A great, big, beautiful
Yeah,
tomorrow.
that's...
Starting at the end of every
You can stop now.
day. Sorry.
I love that. I love that.
Oh, I think it's brilliant.
And when you're hot and bothered, it's a nice 10 minutes of your...
So
every day.
our takeaway from this: choose the rides that you really want to do.
Yeah.
Miss the parade. Start anti-clockwise, starting in Tomorrowland, and making sure that you're using your lightning lanes for your headliner rides. So Tron, Tiana's Bayou, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and stay all day for the fireworks.
Yeah.
Or get a reservation at tea time to break that day up a little bit.
I mean, you can also do the dessert and show thing.
I'm not a fan of the
No,
dessert
but-
firework party. I think it's a lot of money. It's
Just make sure that you've got your sit down in there. Get a sit down, and I think that'll break the day up nicely. So you've got your chaos of the earlier day, so you're getting your rides done and you're getting from place to place, then have a nice sit down, and there's some absolutely amazing places to eat in Magic Kingdom.
Skipper's Canteen.
Skipper,
is a
yeah,
favourite.
that's my favourite, hands down.
Be
Get
Our
in
Guest,
there.
I enjoy it.
Yeah, it's all right, but it depends on if you've got kids or not.
Yeah.
If we didn't have children, I wouldn't do the...
Be Our Guest.
No.
Crystal Palace. That's the only one we've not done.
Is that the year? But that's a lot of food in it.
Yeah. Liberty Tree Tavern is also something that we've never done. I would love to do it. I just don't want that Christmas Day feel.
No.
Absolutely not. Now, the second question that we have had is, "Hi Leanne, I keep hearing about lightning lanes, but it all sounds so confusing. Can you explain how to use it to get the most rides without spending hours in lines?" And this is the only thing that Disney do that is something that I do think needs a revamp because it is very confusing. You have single pass and multi-pass and premier pass. We'll start backwards. Premier pass allows you to ride every ride once without having to secure a time. So it's like your personal fast pass ticket to ride every ride once. However, it does come at a hefty price tag starting from around $400. Your multi-pass means that you can buy your multi-pass, pick 3 rides, one from tier 1 and one from tier 2, and the tiers are on the My Disney Experience app, and you scan into your first ride and then you can choose another one. So you like use one to get another one, and you kind of do that all day. And your big headliner rides such as Tron and Guardians of the Galaxy and Rise of the Resistance are individual, so they aren't part of multipass. You can have a multipass and you can have an individual lightning lane, so a single pass at the same time, and that in a nutshell is what lightning lanes are. Now you can book them 7 days before your trip for the duration of your trip, and you can do that through the My Disney Experience app. Now prices change between parks and they also change between days, so there isn't a standard set price, but there is a top tip. Animal Kingdom is the park with the least amount of rides, and therefore the multipass is always cheaper than the other parks, and you only need to buy one multipass. So if you started at Animal Kingdom early and chose 3 rides, once you have used your first ride, you can then park hop and choose a ride in Magic Kingdom. So it's a great way to save a little bit of money, but it does mean that you will be hopping from one park to the other. So you need to weigh up if that's something that you want to do. But lightning lanes sound confusing, but when you look at the app and you have a little play around with it, it isn't as confusing as it sounds. What do you think?
The cost is insane.
Yeah, it's something.
Get your individual ones for the big hitting rides and then either queue for the other ones or just wait till they get quieter.
I get why because this obviously used to be free. It was Genie Plus, and every guest that had a ticket had this, and so it's just a shame really that they have to pay for it now, because it just seemed much easier before, and I think that it adds pressure on families who are already saving to get to Disney World, and then they think, goodness me, the park's going to be so busy that we're not going to get anything done without lightning lanes. Well, if you're there for 2 weeks, how on earth could you get lightning lanes every day? In fact, this is what I think. If you are there for 2 weeks, I don't think you need lightning lanes. You need strategy.
Yeah, and there was a few times as well on our last visit where the lightning lane queue was just as long as the normal queue. The lightning lane for the Aerosmith ride was constantly over 40 minutes.
Yeah, and we couldn't put Sophia
which is,
through that.
if I've paid for that, I'd be fuming.
Yeah, I agree.
If I waited 20 minutes, fine. Anything over than that, then no, that's not fine. That's not okay. And lightning lane needs to change.
Yeah, I hope
Go
they do.
to a fast pass system, charge a standard price,
Yeah,
and
I think
move that queue faster.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you've not paid for it, then you've got a queue. It's as simple as that. But like the Tower of Terror, the lightning lane queue was always long.
Yeah, too long.
And when we was in Disney, the Tron lightning lane, you're still looking sometimes upwards of 45 minutes.
Yeah, peak times. Yeah. So it is something to think about, but I definitely think that strategy means that you don't need to use lightning lanes.
No, but then if you're on a short trip or you've got one day at the park,
lightning lanes are the way to
multi-pass and then your single.
Multi-pass and get your individual.
Because there's only three rides that I would suggest lightning lane for the individual ones. Tron, yeah, it's a good experience. It's very short, so if you're paying for it, you have to know that it's a very short ride. Guardians of the Galaxy, 100% worth it. And the way that they organise them queues is fantastic.
Yeah, I loved that.
Test Track's going to be back open.
That's open now.
That's going to be big, and it's going to be slow queues.
Yeah. And I believe that the queues aren't as interactive as they used to be.
Oh, that's
For
devastating.
Test Track, yeah, no. So I just thought I'll reserve judgment until we get there.
Multi-pass, definitely, and then the individual ones. So like Rise of the Resistance.
Incredible.
And I'd say Smuggler's Run, I love that ride.
Yeah, but I don't think you need an individual, although we couldn't use that fast pass that time. on
No.
that, so that's strange.
And they found my phone.
They did. From heartfelt messages to a little pixie dust, it is time to turn up the excitement again, John.
Oh, God.
Magic and mayhem, here we come. Behind every magical moment there is usually a meltdown, so this is Magic and Mayhem, the sparkly bits and the chaotic bits of Disney life, because I think that when you're in Disney, parents especially are under pressure to make everything perfect, and you know what? It isn't always perfect like people portray it to be. Now, one perfect moment that I do want to share is the time on Isabella's second birthday when we went to meet Mickey Mouse in Magic Kingdom. Do you remember that?
I do. It was the end of the day. There was only a few people in the queue, weren't there?
Yeah,
so
it was
perfect.
very quiet.
We went in and yeah.
It was so good. I mean, the way Mickey spent so much time with them, and that moment that they ran to him and he just knelt down and held their heads in his hands. In that moment, right then and there, I thought, this is why we do it. This is all worth it.
And it's worth noting as well, Isabella hadn't really interacted with any characters at that stage.
No, she hadn't.
She'd run away.
It was just beautiful. I absolutely loved it, and that forever, as we grow old and grey, will be a memory in my mind that was absolutely magical. But on the flip side of that, in the same holiday was the time that we thought we'd lost the pram.
You know, this sums up Magic Kingdom. You park your pram in a pram area and then someone moves it.
And you thought, you came to me with that face and said, the pram's been stolen. And Isabella was crying. I can't remember why.
It was 32 degrees. I was hungry, thirsty. Isabella was crying. Sophia had had enough. And bless her, the cast member was organising prams for some reason.
They have someone that does that. That's what they do.
And she'd moved it to near the carousel. So it was miles away from where we were anyway. And then she'd moved it to near the carousel. But there was also about 200 prams there.
Yeah, there was. And it took us about 20 minutes of panic searching, thinking that the pram had disappeared.
And then other people have the same pram, obviously. Which is not what you need. When you think you've found it and then you look down and there's 20 fans attached to it and you did bring that many.
And your face, I remember your face. I thought, he is done. He is done. Which is why the second trip we took a sign with us for the pram so that we could see it from a distance. So,
and people tended to leave it alone.
Yeah, they did. Absolutely. They left
so the cast members never really moved it.
Which is so weird. And the thing is, we never parked the pram anywhere that you shouldn't park the pram, like we have seen in the past when people just leave them. And I think that's probably because they're either in a rush or because they don't know that there's somewhere that you should park your pram. You can't leave it just anywhere. But that was a day where I was like, do you know what, guys? Let's go back to the resort hotel and let's just have a chill. And that's the kind of chaos only Disney can deliver. Well, that is it for tonight, everyone. Can you believe it? We're at the end of our first episode already.
It wasn't as painful as I thought it was going to be.
It was quite fun, actually. Well, that's it for tonight. We've been Mouse and Spouse After Hours, bringing Disney your way. And it has been so much fun. I have loved it. So if you have loved it as much as we have, make sure that you like and subscribe and all that good stuff so that you will be alerted when a new one comes next week. And that's when we'll see you. Bye.
Bye.
If planning Disney feels overwhelming, you are not alone. I've been there and so has John. And that is why I created Magical Wonders. I'm Leanne, your Disney planning fairy godmother, here to make the whole journey easier, calmer and a lot more magical. So you can focus on the memories and I can handle all of the planning. If that's something that interests you, come find me at Magical Wonders on Instagram and Facebook, or email allthingsdisney92@gmail.com, and let's dream it, plan it and live the magic together. See you next week.
Queues and snacks, rides galore, tips and laughs, and maybe more. 2 kids, 2 jobs, but here we play. Mouse is bringing Disney your way.